Okay, let's talk about blight. Excuse the noise, there's yard work going on right now, so I'm going to try to speak as clearly and as possibly as I can. Um, Blight is something that, at least here in the south, you can get. Um, I'm from Oklahoma, we're zone 6 or 7, and my whole row of tomato plants had it pretty bad whenever I had a grass problem. Now, I posted a video on a fungicide spray that I use, and it's worked for me forever. I mean, on every type of blight that I've had here in Oklahoma, and I really vouch for it. But I'm going to show you what to do after, and if you don't want to deal with that, as far as the fungicide, what to do. So, I've been trimming up my plants, but I've left some on just to show y'all. Like this one has a bunch of dried nasties all over it. Eventually, after you spray it, this fungicide will cure and kill all blight. So there we go, we got a little squash bug on there too. Just gotta pick all of that off, carry a bag with you or something, that way you can get all that up, because if they spore, they can actually reinfect themselves. Or if you're like me, you just don't care. But for things like this, here we go. We got one particular branch off this tomato plant that is not dried up, but we still want to cut that off because I can still go to the other plants. We have another one right here, pretty nasty, but I don't know if I want to cut this one exactly. On something like this, you may just want to cut the leaves individually off, maybe, but it's big enough that I'm not going to worry about it. If you have smaller plants, then you may want to do that. But these are healthy enough that I know it's not going to be detrimental, and you would be very surprised at how resilient a tomato plant is and how fast that it can come back after being whacked. Another little tip, not in reference to blight: if you want your tomato plants to get taller, you trim the bottom branches off. That way they're not touching the ground, because that's one of the major issues with my garden this year, is that my tomato plants were laying on the ground. So they got blight because they got very wet. So we still got some off in here that we need to cut off. Also, not only can tomato plants get blight, but pepper plants can too. I was fortunate enough that mine didn't really get it that bad. Eggplants can get it as well, and the reason being is that all of those plants are part of the nightshade family, and so they all can be affected by that as well. Tobacco is also a part of the nightshade family. If you smoke, I smoke. Yes, I know it's bad for you, but I do. Do not smoke in your garden. I am very stern about that. I don't even let my husband do it, because you don't know how they take care of their plants at these tobacco farms, and you could be getting some junk tobacco that's had blight, and you smoke in your garden, and that stuff will survive. Believe it or not, it will survive being lit on fire and burnt to ash. You can actually infect your garden that way, especially if you put your butts out in your garden. So avoid smoking in your garden. Spray, cut the branches off. They should bounce back just fine. If you like this video and it helped you, I definitely would say, subscribe and tell a friend. Thank you for watching. Bye.